Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Braun Performance and Rehab Podcast. Joining me today for a second time on the podcast is Shawna Ferraro. Shawna, also known as Savage. Pretty sure she's actually saved in my phone as Savage, oddly enough. We have a great conversation today. If you listened to our first one from a while ago, you might remember that Shawna is a two-time national champion in field hockey with Middlebury College, where she plays field hockey that way. Great person. Great conversation. I know you're going to love it. Be sure to share this with a friend who you think would enjoy this conversation. And be sure to check out our sponsors in the description below. Firefly Recovery, Pura Health, my go-to for everything relating to MSK ultrasound, and Ray Gorman and Engage Movement. You can check the description for more on all three of those. You can also find more about the Braun Performance Collective in the description below as well. Enjoy. Shauna, welcome back to the podcast. I feel like, I don't know, this is just unbelievable. Like, I have no idea what we're even going to get into today. Like, we have scripted nothing. We have not prepped for this whatsoever, but I feel like it's probably going to be one of our best podcasts we ever done. Don't you agree?
I agree. I'm happy to be here for round two. It's been a whirlwind, a whole year almost since we've done this, but we're back, guys. The duo is back. Don't you worry.
Halo is back. Oh
We're
my
back.
goodness. Yeah, we're just gonna try to not get canceled this time around.
We
But
got it.
for people who aren't familiar with you and all the incredible things that you do, whether that's in the world of field hockey or hosting your own podcast now, I wonder who inspired that. Would you mind filling in a little bit about who you are and all the amazing things you got going on?
Yes. So I'm Shawna Ferraro. I'm a junior at Middlebury College. It's crazy. I'm a junior now. I play field hockey there, and um, I do in fact have my own podcast now, inspired by the one and only Dan. Thank you for helping me with that. He was a great resource in helping me get that started and get it in the works, and just a big mentor to me for that process. But yeah, so I started that um, actually around like a little less than a year ago, and it was always something like I'd kind of wanted to do because I have my own like running Instagram, and it's something that I like. I love to inspire people, and I think sometimes I have insightful things to say. So I started that as like a platform for me to kind of express my thoughts and my journey in athletics and the ups and downs that I've had. But then also, it's been something that I've brought on coaches, trainers, and athletes who have impacted me or have been mentors and inspirations for me during my journey. So that's that. And then before coming to Middlebury, I ran track very competitively. I went to Junior Olympics, ran at nationals. I ran the mile and the 800, and running is a lifelong thing for me and is something that after college I'm going to run for the rest of my life until I'm in, hopefully not a wheelchair, but at that age.
You know, you did such an incredible job outlining how great of a person you are, but you missed some of the most important things, right? Like Pitbull's number one fan,
Oh my god.
soon to be Florida resident in the not so distant future. I mean, how do we rank Pitbull songs? Like, give me like the Shawna Ferraro approved like top five of Pitbull.
I
No
love
order.
Pitbull. I love Okay, so, fun fact, I think you knew this, but I went to his concert.
Yep.
Yep, so and this is a crazy fact, so I am really big on, like, outfits, fashionista over here.
Yep.
So I was thinking of a perfect outfit to wear to Pitbull, and I hadn't watched, like, any concert videos or whatever, and also, like, the dancers at their concerts, like, change their outfits, like, every whatever concert. So I pull up to the concert in this outfit, and the show starts. The dancers are wearing the exact same thing as me. It was
They
crazy.
they
Like,
clearly copied you. You did
they
not
copied
copy
me.
them. They clearly
Yeah,
copied you,
they did.
you just rolled in and you were like, "You know what? We're out here. We're gonna have the time of our lives. We're gonna get on the floor and we're gonna feel this moment and we're gonna give
Oh,
you
that was
everything."
good. That was so clean.
How good was that?
That
That
was
was like
so
5
clean.
titles. They
That was good.
freaking
That was really good.
uh,
That's a good one. And Hotel Motel. That one actually, our field hockey team, um, I play for Middlebury, as I said, but our field hockey team has a like dance circle before every game. And that's like when they play that song, like I go in the middle and I get down for that song and like scream the lyrics. And it's so funny because like the freshmen that are like new to the team are standing there, and when I get crazy, like I get crazy. So I'm in the middle, like screaming. These freshmen are like, who is this girl? I'm like, I'm Shawna freaking Ferraro.
Like, hello, hello.
Okay.
You know, it's funny because I feel like every time I open TikTok or Instagram, I am bombarded with people using the Miami sound right now.
Oh,
Like, that's really, really trendy. But back in my day, everyone went crazy for Fireball. Fireball,
really?
literally, super easy song to karaoke to, too. You've just got to say the word Fireball, and it gets the people going like nothing else. It's wild.
That's true. Wait, that's I didn't know that, huh? No, and because he performed in Miami, not Pitbull or, actually, well, this is random, but John Summit and, Calvin Harris did a free show in Miami yesterday.
Really.
I was gonna
And
go, but
mm,
the line I know, I didn't go. I went to a
oh.
actually, I went to a inspirational convention all day, so, you know, I'm on the up.
Well, I was gonna say that's the other side of this whole thing,
Yeah.
is the savageness and all that way, which remind the people, where did the nickname Savage even come from?
Okay, so okay, so anyways, guys, follow my running Instagram, Inside the Savage Life. That's my nickname, Savage, but it actually originated I have this, like, shirt and it or not a shirt, I don't know, and it says "Savage" on it, and I was given that because it, like, reminds I'm savage. But I don't know exactly how it originated. I think just I would do stuff and people would be like, "That's savage," like, "You're so savage," and then that's the rest is history. But I just, like, I've always, like, loved that kind of, like, phrase, like, beast to me, like, is, like, fine, but, like, savage is, like that's, like, me, like, I honestly if people were to call me savage instead of Shauna, I would be so fine with that, like, honestly, I'm gonna get that going. I'm gonna be like, "Mom, like, I think you gotta change the birth certificate," like
We legally changing our name here,
Yeah.
that's wild, and yeah, it's one of those things too. I also know I know a lot about you at this point, so I feel like I've got the cheat code to this podcast here.
Yeah.
But, like, I know you've got that English creative writing side in you that way. People use the word savage in a lot of different ways. When someone calls you a savage, or when you tell someone, "I'm a savage," what does that mean to you? How do you define that? Like, what does it actually mean to be a savage?
I think there's, like, a lot of different meanings, but for me, I think it just means that, like, I'm willing to do anything to kind of get to my go I think to, like, to get to my goals, like, whether that's, like, in school or in field hockey, like, it's, like, doing the things that everyone would deem crazy, like, for you and I, like, we go to bed at, grandma hours, like, 9 p.m., and wake up at I mean, it's at, like, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever, I'm a little bit later, 5, but I would still say to, like, the majority of people, like, at college, like, I wake up no one else is up. Like, I mean, maybe, some sports have, like, really early morning lifts or whatever, like, once a week, but they're not getting up, like, every single day at that hour. So it's like that, like, people I'll run in, like, the blizzarding snow, like, the pouring rain, like, I love it, but everyone's like, "Oh my god, like, you're crazy," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I know," but it's like, I think it's just because I'm do the things that people would question, like, I don't question it, like, the crazy things that people are like, "Oh my god, like, what? That's crazy," like, that's just habits to me, that's just what I do.
Right, right, yeah, it's like you're getting up when other people are going to bed, right? Their night is wrapping up and your day
You
is
too, like,
to start.
we're the same in that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and to your point, I think there's something really powerful about doing that thing that other people are not willing to do. Or I was having this conversation with a friend the other day about the type A versus type B kind of thing that went on. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm not saying one is bad or anything of that sort. But what I will say is there's different kinds of people in the world, and they don't really understand each other that much. And I think you and I both fall into that type A camp. It's like, "Hey, look, we probably overstress about everything. We probably do way too much. We probably care way too much. We probably put too much time and effort and energy into anything and everything that we do." And I don't care if we're talking relationships, finances, schoolwork, health and fitness, whatever we're talking, like, it's 110% all the time. It's like the throttle is stuck too far up and you just can't pump the brakes. And I think that people that have that kind of drive or mindset or mentality or whatever the heck you want to call it, you're the English person here, so you're going to come up with far better synonyms or whatever they're called than I am. But if you have that, you just have to ride it out. Like, I think a lot of times people have that and they try to, like, go a different route and they try to slow down or settle down or pump the brakes, and, I think that naturally happens with time. I don't think you need to do it when you're young, right? Like, when you're, like, 20, 21 years old, it's like, "Hey, now is the time to just freaking go and, like, chase after whatever it is that you're chasing instead of, like, simmer down." Like, no, you can simmer down in 10 years, chief.
Chief. No, I think it's like if you're for me, it's like if I'm going to do something, like I'm going to do something, like if like full send, like and I think like that's obviously like, it comes with it has pros and cons to it as anything does. But I think I've achieved everything I've set my mind to, like I've achieved, like it hasn't been easy. Like it's been a long road. Sometimes whether the goal is whatever X, Y, and Z, it's harder than other instances. But I think like having that mindset has been such a crucial part of, like, where I am in school, like, what I'm doing, like, for sports, like and I think just, like, my sister's complete opposite. She's a type B mindset, and it drives me insane because when we're home for breaks, oh my gosh, yes. I love her to death, Nikki. I love you to death, but like, it gets me mad. She knows it gets me mad. She's so laid back, relaxed, and I'm coming back from, like, the gym. I'll go to appointments, go shopping. It's like 10, 11. She's still passed out. She's still sleeping. I get home, I get mad. I'm like, "Get up, like, it's 11 AM, like, you need to get up," like, and my mom's like, "It's fine." I'm like, "No, like, she's not gonna survive in college." Like, I get riled up.
I feel like we talked about this before, but, like, it's impossible for me to sleep in, and I feel like you shared this
Yeah.
before too. Like, there's certain times where maybe you go out and you're out for a late night, right? Like, say it's, 2 or 3 in the morning when you get back from a crazy long away game because y'all are up in the middle of nowhere, Vermont up there, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're playing a field hockey game down in Maryland and you got the bus ride back, like, you're gonna be getting back at some crazy
Yeah.
hour, but, like, you go to bed at 2 AM and you're still up at 7 AM the next day ready to go. Like, it's just, like, so much of a default mode that you literally cannot flip it off. I'd say the other piece you mentioned about your accomplishments that way and different things that you've set out to do, whether that's, again, going to the athletic side, multiple time national champion with Middlebury field hockey, which is a huge flex, to the English and writing side of things, to your overall health and fitness side of things, like, where do we feel our greatest accomplishments, lie right now, Shauna? Like, what are the greatest things that we've set out to do and achieved, and what things maybe do we still have to achieve that we haven't yet?
Yeah, that's good. I would say, honestly, for me one of the biggest things I mean, obviously, the national championships are amazing, like, such an incredible experience to be part of, but I would say the majority of the accomplishments that I've felt the most proud of have been in track. I think it's just, in that distance running, it's what you put into it, like, you're gonna get out of it, and it's such an individualized sport, and even now when I'm like, I run year round, so it's like I see, like, those early mornings paying off, those lifts, those cross trainings, like, some people you're like, "Oh, what are you doing at the gym?" Like, you have to say, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours of cross training. People are like, "What?" And it's just like, that's what you have to do. It's just like, I honestly love doing it, but, like, sometimes it's a grind. But I would say the biggest thing one of the biggest thing that stands out was when I broke the school record in the mile. And I just think, coming up short 2 weeks before and then driving to Boston with my dad and having my track coach there, and running the race entirely by myself. Like, they added that event in the meet so that I could run it in, like, an official meet. And it was a college meet and I was still in high school, so I'm so fortunate to the meet director for doing that. But I would say, like, doing that because a lot of my athletics have been an individualized journey dealing with injuries, like, you're by yourself, you're in your own head for that, like, and I think overcoming that, another big thing was I had a really severe stress fracture in my femur, and unfortunately, I was out for the majority of 2025 completely, like, and that led into my field hockey season. Also, I wasn't able to compete, for the last 2 months of my junior year this past year, but I would say kind of overcoming that, like, being in crutches, not sure if you're gonna be able to run, like, having the doctors being like, "It's gonna be a long, long time before you can run," and now, I'm still working back up to what I've was doing before, but, today and yesterday, I was able to run my first back-to-back days in almost a whole 9 months. So it's like just the small little steps. It's been like really awesome for me that way, and just like I'm proud of myself in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime someone's dealing with a long-term injury like that, everyone thinks about the physical elements of recovery and coming back. But a lot of times the mental gets pushed to the side when in reality, for someone like you, I feel like the mental is probably got to be more challenging than the physical because you can't wake up and do the things that you want to do every single day the way you've always done them. You have to get up and it's like, well, we have to do something different today, right? Like, I know I'm gonna wake up early regardless of what's going on. It's just a matter of, can I do the things that I wanna do, or do I have to do this other alternative stuff instead that way? What was that mental journey like for you, and how did you kinda keep yourself mentally strong and mentally resilient through that time?
Yeah, it sucked. Like, it was tough, and I think, like, the hardest part for me was, when I first had this injury, it was, like, end of February and March of 2025, and I was still at school, and I didn't have my doctors and trainers and resources from home that I've, like, relied on for years and years, and, the healthcare up here, you have to go to, like, the hospital, like UVM, they don't know who I am, they don't know anything about me except what's on paper, and it's, like, it's hard for me because relationships are really a big part of me, and, like, trust in my coaches and trainers and doctors, so not having them at, like, my fingertips was definitely challenging, but, like, having them, like, a phone call away, calling them, letting them know, like, people like you would check in on me all the time, and that was, like, I'm super grateful for that, like, my parents, although my mom, we have some tough love going on, but I mean, at the end of the day, I love her. She wants the best for me. And my dad, like, I literally, oh my gosh, my best friend, like,
Can we just
literally,
give a quick shout out to Jason real quick? 'Cause I'm
Jason.
sure he
Yeah,
follows me on Instagram too. Like, big shout out to Jason, the real one,
yeah,
absolute real one.
yeah. He's the best. Like, I am so grateful for everything he's done. He works literally almost the entire like day to pay for like my siblings and I to like have the education and go to the colleges that we want. And it's just like he's so inspiring. Like, everywhere he goes, like people know him, everyone loves him, and just to have him as my father is like such an honor. So I would say him. I would always call. Sometimes he wouldn't pick up, and I was like, "Hello," but I know he's a busy guy, so makes sense. But I would say just my friends. And just people like that in my corner always. Like, I think for me, like, I've had growing up the same friends from home, and I know, like, as you grow older, you, like, kind of I thought that going to college, everyone was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna have as many friends from high school." I've grown closer to my friends from high school, like, more than ever. Like, I love them. I love my friends from college to death, like, but my friends from home have seen me grow from, a 4th grader to who I am now, and, like, they've seen the ups and downs. It's a whirlwind, like, I am not the same person that I was a couple months ago, like, it's crazy, and the journey that like, even you like, that I'm not the same person, like, you know? Like, completely different, so
I was gonna say, we have the conversation threads to prove that, right? Like,
Mhm.
where we were last year at this time to spring of last year to now is unreal.
Oh my
Yes, our
gosh.
shed occurs
Oh
that
my
way.
gosh.
I also
Yes.
feel like physically, you've grown up more since we last did one of these. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like all the like arm form Fridays that you've been hitting or something, and you're just more jacked. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's something that
No,
looks different this time around that way. I
maybe I'm tanner. I'm in Florida, if you didn't know.
That's gotta be
So
it.
when I'm tanner, I'm happier. Just kidding, I'm happy all year round, but I would say, like, I'm a big Florida girl. I've always been, like this is so random, I don't know what things, but, like, I've always been, like, a beach girl, and actually today I received the greatest compliment in my entire life on Instagram from this one right there, and he said that I may be from the North, but I'm a 305 girl at heart, and I've literally told my grandma, like, showed my parents, it just whenever people say that to me, I'm like, "Oh my god," like because I love it. I'm hoping, to move down here after college. My dad's like, "No, don't go that far," and I'm like, I got to. Like, I gotta go where I'm being called."
I was gonna say, I guarantee you they'll come and visit. I guarantee
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like Florida, in the
Who
winter
doesn't
when
wanna
it's
go to
cold and
Florida?
snow exactly, exactly. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think I can definitely see that being your calling that way.
Yeah.
And you were talking a little bit too about how since you've gone to college, you've found ways to grow closer to people that you went to high school with. And I think there's a lot of people out there that can't say that. And I'm probably guilty of that myself, right? Like, I think I talk with maybe one or two people from my graduating class, high school wise, in my county. Like, out of the multiple schools in our county, I'm pretty sure I actually talked with like two or three people. I'm kind of the opposite of you in that sense.
Yeah.
So, what has been kind of the process, or how have we gone about building relations when we're not physically right near all these people anymore, instead of letting them kind of drift apart like a lot of people, myself included, in that do?
Yeah. I would say I think it's the fact that these people and my friends from home understand me on such a deep level that it's like I'm really big on, like I mentioned, like trust. Like I trust them with my whole heart. And I think just having that just makes everything a little bit easier. I also think, they're not at the school. So I'm able to tell them every single thing as it goes on in my life. It's Middlebury is a small school. Like it's a small school. If you're listening and you go to Middlebury, like it's a small school. So, everyone kind of knows everyone's business, which is a good thing, but also sometimes a bad thing. So, if you say something to one person, like the whole half the school is gonna find out. And, like I've I've made mistakes. I've told people the wrong things, and I've learned, I've grown, and some of those people bye. They're not in the driver's in the passenger seat. They're on the curb. But I think it's just like honestly, like I'll say it, like some of you suck, but that's life. So
Now, why in the heck did we choose, and I feel like we've talked about this before, but why Middlebury, right? Like, I've been talking with a lot of people who keep telling me it's getting harder and harder to recruit athletes in those schools up in the north, up in the snow belt,
oh,
where
yeah,
it's
well,
cold, it's snowy, the weather's not good, versus, you mentioned Florida, like these Florida schools, you come and visit in January and they're like, yeah, it's 70 and sunny. You've got to put your sunscreen on and that sort of thing. Easiest time ever to recruit athletes. And for you being an athlete and someone who wants to go to the South, how did we end up going further north than when we grew up instead of going south?
yeah. Honestly, coming out of high school, I didn't really have a direction in anything. I mean, I was drawn to Middlebury because of the successful field hockey program. I knew that it was a place that I would thrive at academically, and I was correct. Um, and I think just the education in the school part, the classes part, I love. Like, I am so interested in what I'm learning, and I feel like in high school, that was not really the case for me. I kind of was just going through the motions of class. I mean, I did very well, but it was more so just something that I was kind of just going through. I didn't wasn't really super passionate about it, but now in college, when you can choose obviously what you're studying, um, it just makes it so much more enjoyable. But I also think that I didn't really know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, and I think now, not that I would have chosen a different school, but I think now I have a lot more clarity in the directions that I wanna go. So I yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I think Middlebury doesn't offer what I want to go into after college, so I think that's also a little tough. I didn't know what I wanted to do after college, and now I do, so that makes it a little more challenging. But I mean, I'm super grateful that I'm there, and it's a great place. But I think in my second life, if I knew earlier what I wanted to do, things may have been a little different. But I love Middlebury. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But that's yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like you've learned a lot from your time there, and it's kinda set you up on the course that you've wanted to go on by the sounds, and I know we've hinted a little bit that you're very big on the writing space that way. What kinda things do we write about for people who maybe haven't had the pleasure of reading your poetry or different things like that yet?
Yeah, so I kind of write everything. I write my emotions, especially during like, tough times that I'm not able to kind of get that release out physically. It's an outlet for me. I also do my best writing when I'm moving. So during finals week, you'll find me in the gym on the treadmill on an incline, just ferociously typing on my computer. I mean, it paid off. 4.0, no biggie, but I do my best thinking while moving. But in general, I write really deep emotions, either positive or negative, depending on, what's kind of going on. But my writing is very deep. It's filled with passion. It's filled with love. It's filled with heartbreak, everything and more. And I like people to read my writing. And I think even more so when it's about them, whether that's a good thing or bad thing. But I don't know. It's not that I'm looking for praise or awe, but it's just like to kind of capture, like, I'm able to, like, kind of articulate myself so much better in, like, that poetry way and that writing way than I am verbally. So, I've dealt with, like, a lot of things this past year, whether that's injury, whether that's, dealing with some mental health things, whether that's dealing with a little heartbreak. I was able to kind of deal with all of that through writing, and it's even when I'm, in a great mental place, I'm able to kind of express that, so.
And what more of a savage thing than getting your thoughts put down on paper clearly, articulately, well written, and then literally sending it to people, like the people that you wrote about, and you're like, "Hey, can you read this?" Like,
Oh
it's
my god.
unbelievable. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I gotta let the fans know. Actually, fun fact, guys, I actually did send some writing out to some ops. For me, ops and chops. You know what? I'm just gonna let it loose.
well,
Ops and chops.
I did receive some of these writings, so now I'm like,
Yeah.
"Shoot, which camp do I fall in?"
He's not okay. I said ops, chops, friends, and fans. So yeah, ops is like you're an op, but that could be good or bad. It could be like a campus crush, but it could also be like someone that you don't want to be near. Chops is a chopped up. So not gonna say some names, but anyways. Um so yeah, I did send it to some people and yeah, it was interesting, Honestly, I don't regret it. Like it was good writing, so it's like, you know what? Like read that and if yeah, if you want to make fun of me, like do it. Like all right.
What's your next writing project gonna be? What are we working on?
I am okay, so I'm taking some pretty tough literary classes in the spring, but I'm kind of in the works of an autobiography with my advisor. I'm supposed to be working on that a little bit more than I am right now, but I'm in Florida, so life's not real right now. Couldn't tell you what day it is. Actually, I know it is Sunday because it's my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday to my lovely grandma. Uh but, yeah, so I'm really passionate about that, and I think just that's something that I kind of wanna have it be, compiled of poems, of just mini short stories, everything and more, but it's gonna be something, I don't know when that's gonna be published or what it will kind of entail, but, yeah.
Now, obviously, it's one thing to write, it's another thing to read. Are you someone who reads a lot or not
I
necessarily?
love reading.
Yeah.
I read 500 pages of I finished a whole book 2 days ago. This really good book. Oh my god. I couldn't tell you the name. I don't really I don't the names don't really faze me. It's kind of what's in the pages that is important to me.
If we do remember any titles, what titles do we like?
I really like, um okay, wait. I don't know what it's a no, 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 no. I really like, um, the series. What is it called? It's like a Relentless series.
Tim
I
Grover?
also yes, it is, everyone, that is that.
Yeah,
But I
same
like
wavelength
yeah,
here.
yeah. I like a lot of books. I read all the time, but like movies, I don't remember movie titles, TV series. Like everyone's like, "What show did you watch?" I'm like, "I don't know. There's a girl and a boy," and like I don't know, but that's all I know. Yeah, I had a brain fart, but yeah.
Yeah, Relentless, Tim Grover, that's an absolute good one. It's funny because I figured you were gonna go one of 2 ways with this. It was either gonna be the self-help, discipline, productivity, improvement, that sort of thing, or it was gonna be the very classic literary kinda thing, and you were gonna go all Jane Austen and Fahrenheit 451.
Yep. Oh, good one.
Well, yeah.
Good one. No, I honestly like that's more like when I think of that, I think of school because I'm forced to read like hundreds and hundreds of pages of 1800s literature and all these complex theories and I'm like, "Oh my god." But yeah, so that's like more school reading as opposed to like, I also really like romance books. Like, I'm sorry, like I love them. They're just great
Colleen
read on
Hoover for
repeat.
the win.
Yeah, but honestly like more so like yeah, she's a good one. and I also don't know the other authors that I've
Read because
so
we forgot the titles.
yeah, so I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good one," but no, she's great, she's great.
Yeah. Now, what kind of things about literature, whether that's reading or writing, do you feel a lot of people don't fully understand or grasp or take away, right? Like if you're someone like me who's a bit of a idiot sometimes, you just pick up a book, you read it, and you're like, "Oh wow, this is great." And you would probably read the same thing and analyze all these different themes and topics and literary devices that just fly right over my head. What kind of things do you feel like most people miss on that?
I think it's, like, the beauty and the power of what's being written, and I think, like, a lot of people, kind of just read books sometimes just to, like, read books, but I think, like, each story and, like, each book is so, like, unique and special, and, like, my favorite thing is when I can apply, like, lessons and methods and whatever to, like, my life and, like, resonating with it on, like, a different level. Like, sometimes I'll take sticky notes and, like, write, like, "Oh my gosh, that's so good," or, like, actually write, like, legit things, but kind of along those lines, like, just resonating with, like, the books and the topics, is just pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been thinking as we've been talking here, we missed easily one of the two of our favorite topics as we've been talking so far. We've
I
talked
don't even know what you're gonna say. Oh my god, I'm scared. Okay.
really, you have no clue what's coming.
No.
Okay, that's hilarious because I feel like this is one of the things you and I bond over the most.
Memes?
Food. Food.
Oh, okay.
Freaking big back brawn over here.
Yeah, oh my god, we love food, guys, like, food is fuel, grub up, like, I'm going to dinner after this, like yeah.
What are our top food recommendations? I don't care if we're talking Connecticut, Vermont, or where you're at down in Florida. What kind of places do we recommend that people go and try? Any good restaurants, coffee shops, cafes? What are we after?
I love Sweetgreen. I used to diss on it being like, "I'm not going to a salad place," but I get rice I'll take it as my door, wild rice and kale, and then I get some chickpeas in it, I get tomatoes, I get cucumbers, I get a little bit of cilantro with the lime pesto vinaigrette and a piece of bread because, I mean, obviously. And then I also love, I'm a Chipotle girl. I'm a Chipotle girl for life. I like diss on me all you want, like, whatever, but I like Chipotle. Pliables, I'm a pliable girl, so also I get the green power bowl, it's beautiful. Um, I love food. Food is awesome. Like,
Like,
I honestly like, my mom, like, is like, "Oh my god," like, I eat more than my brothers. My brothers, for context, are 19 and 18. They are tall. One of my brothers is, like, 6'2", and the other one's, like, 5'11", but I eat more than them. Like, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, how are you guys not starving?" They're like, "We ate 1 hour ago." I'm like, "Hello? Okay."
yeah, that's like one of my things I always say a lot is people are like, "Oh, are you hungry, Dan? Can we go for food?" And I don't know if anyone's gonna get this reference, but
Okay.
in the Avengers, this is how old I am because I remember the first one in detail. Because when that came out, I'm like, "Oh, shoot, this is the coolest thing I ever seen," right? There was a scene about asking the Hulk to get angry, and he was like, "That's my secret, I'm always angry." Well, that's my
Mhm.
secret, I'm always hungry.
Me
Right?
too.
Like, we can always talk
Me
about
too.
food, we can always go and throw down something that way, so I always love to bring that up. We talked about restaurants you liked. I know you said you're a Chipotle girl.
Mhm.
What do we like to cook? Like, if we're prepping, if we're in the kitchen, what are we throwing together?
Okay. I Guys, in all honesty, when I'm home, my dad is very particular about the kitchen, like, that's his place, like, if he wasn't a police officer, he'd be a chef. Oh my gosh, his food is great. Sometimes he tries to overcomplicate it though, like, because he likes a lot of flavors, and, like, I'm like, "No, like, I like it plain," like, because I like things plain, I'm very picky, and but sometimes he's right, it's better with a little spice, as everything is, but I don't know, like, kind of basic things, if I'm gonna be honest. I can't cook meat, like, I love meat, but, like, I can't look at it when it's not cooked, I can't touch it, like, it has to be if I'm eating meat, my chicken is so particular, it's so bad, it has to be the chicken breast, it has to be not red at all, it has to be cooked, almost burnt, white meat only, has to be cut in pieces, like, I'm like a two-year-old sometimes, like, my mom's used to it. My friend Izzy, who's on my Feel Lucky team, last year, I wouldn't there's this piece of chicken and there was, like, a bone sticking out, I wouldn't eat it, so she had to cut it for me, and I'm 21, I just turned 21, so keep that in perspective, so yeah, kinda just outed myself, but it's fine.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because when I was a young kid my parents will attest to this, I was super picky.
Really?
Like, oh my gosh, yeah. I was very picky when I was a little guy that way, and the older I got, and oddly enough, this also seemed to correlate with girls I was dating. I felt like every girl I dated, I leveled up and I started
Mm.
to eat new things and expanded
Wow.
and became less picky. Yeah, funny story, but anyways, it's one of those things that I think eventually you just kind of grow out of that. With the exception of the chicken, I will say if you got chicken that's got colors on the inside, like if it's pink or something, you cook that thing a little bit more. I've only had
Yeah.
food poisoning once. Never again. Do not wish
Yeah.
that on anyone.
I had it during it was really unfortunate. So I was sick and then I got food poisoning and then I got told that I wasn't gonna be able to play for the rest of the season, so it was a really tough week.
Yeah, that was I think I remember you texting me about that.
Yeah, I did.
This is
Yeah.
like all-time low, right?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm in my room, like, this is I'm cooked, I'm chopped, like, this is I'm done."
But when you hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up from
Only up.
there.
Only up.
So, it's like when you get in the roller coaster and you start to have those, like, anxious thoughts about, like, "Shoot, maybe I shouldn't have got on this thing. Maybe I
Mm.
shouldn't have done this."
I've never had
And you
that.
start to go up
I
this
love roller
hill and you're
coasters.
like, "Oh, we're good, we're good."
Yeah.
I realized as we've been talking, we've mentioned a few different people, like we mentioned Jason, you mentioned Izzy. Is there anyone else we wanna shout out as we've been talking today? Because I feel like was there a Sasha? I feel like you've told me stories
Oh
about
my gosh,
her.
Sasha. Okay, Sasha is actually, guys, she's my bestie, ride or die. That girl makes me laugh like no other. You guys would get along so well, and I think we need this collab because I honestly, she is my biggest memer. She memes my ops. She and they need some meming. They also need some hair products, maybe some oil serum. But yeah, I love Sasha to death. She's honestly been there for me. I actually, fun fact, so I bullied her when I was younger. Yep, I bullied her. We went to a private school together, and I literally, like, ruled the school. Obviously, I was, like, what's it called? Foursquare, that game? Foursquare and, like, Knockout, like, Batty. I was, like, so into it. Um, and I bullied her. And then look where we are now, one of my best friends, and yeah, she's awesome. She's great.
Anyone else we got a shout out today?
I can't say that. I wanna shout out, someone, special, thank you for everything. This is sarcasm, by the way. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, "What was I doing?" I don't know. But anyways, you live and you learn, guys, and moral of the story is, if the hairline's receding, get out of there like the hairline is. That's all I gotta say.
For record, I have no idea who we're talking about right now.
You know.
Okay, I apparently know. Cool, great, fantastic. Well, Shauna, I realize it's probably about time to grub. Is there anything we missed as we were chatting today or anything else you wanted to share with the people?
Thanks for listening. Hope you guys got a laugh. In all seriousness, guys, we are two locked in people. I mean, as you guys know, you listen to him all the time, but I'm happy to be back here for round two. Obviously, this kind of encapsulated some more of our relationship over the last year. My good pal and friend right there. Super thankful for everything he's done for me. He's picked me up from the ground. No, I've been down low, but we're on the up. So I am the up. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Poncho, really appreciate your time there and everything you've
Poncho. He's been saying this stupid thing, Poncho, and I'm like, cut that out. Like, no one wants to hear Poncho. It sounds like a
cannot
racist.
intend nickname for someone. You wanna throw
No.
someone off, call them
No. Yeah, he was like, yeah, like sometimes I call like people Poncho. I'm like, uh,
runner-up, homeboy. If I forget someone's name, they are automatically homeboy.
really?
Yeah, I
What's
kid
a
not.
girl?
Old
Home girl?
I usually just go with homeboy, but,
Uh,
it's 2026, we can't assume anything, so maybe I need a more gender neutral name.
2026, baby, the
If
year of
anyone
the
has
horse.
any recommendations, please hit me up with those, but anyways, Shauna, for people who wanna find out more about you and keep up to date with y'all online, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm actually an influencer now. In the works of the model agency. This is actually legit. So, Shawna Ferraro, and then my running Instagram is Inside the Savage Life.
Is
And
the modeling agency for the Hawk Socks?
no, this is like modeling, like bathing suits. Like I'm also I also am an ambassador for Hawk Socks, which is a field hockey thing. So use my code below. It's Ferraro10. But this is actually, yeah, this is legit modeling. So like if you're interested, like hit up my line and I can connect you to some people. So
That's awesome. We'll link all of that in the description
yeah.
below. That way, if you didn't quite catch it, you can just click there and see everything Shawna is up to. Shawna, this was awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.